Kick-ass facts? The fuck does that even mean? Pew, 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 pew! Do you know why we say something gave us the willies? You're about to find out. Some historians think it came from the ballet Giselle, which debuted in Paris in the 1840s. In it, a young woman falls in love with a man pretending to be someone else. He's a scoundrel. That's not a word we use often enough. A scoundrel who's already engaged to another woman. When our heroine discovers the betrayal, she dies of a broken heart, and she joins the Queen of the Willies, who is accompanied by a host of spirits who have also been scorned. Together, these ghosts, known collectively as the Willies, seek revenge upon men they encounter in the haunted woods by dancing them to death. To see the Willies appear as apparitions on stage was probably enough to give the viewers a bit of a fright, something that eventually led to the common term, the Willies. Some suspect it was derived from early American name-calling. Children, as it turns out, are kind of shitty, and they would call other children Willy Boy instead of Sissy, and the concept was eventually applied to having the Willies. Another theory is the Slavic sprite known as Vili or Willy, and still another theory is that it stems from the long woolen underwear worn by American frontiersmen. These undergarments were called woolies. They were often scratchy and irritating on the skin. This may also be why we associate prickly goosebumps feeling with the willies. I asked you if you wanted to know where it came from, and we're still no closer at knowing. Why do we say bless you or Gesundheit when somebody sneezes? The Romans would say Jupiter preserve you or salve, which meant good health to you, and the Greeks would wish each other long life. The phrase God bless you is attributed to Pope Gregory the Great, who said it in the 6th century during the bubonic plague epidemic because sneezing was a symptom. Gesundheit comes from Germany and literally means health. The idea is that a sneeze typically precedes illness, so you are wishing people good health. It entered into the English language in the early part of the 20th century, brought to the United States by German-speaking immigrants. For the most part, the various sneeze responses originate around the world from ancient superstitions. Some people believe that a sneeze causes the soul to escape the body through the nose. Saying bless you stops the devil from claiming that person's soul. Others believe the opposite, that evil spirits use the nose as an opportunity to get in during a sneeze. I think the first one would probably be more true, because how are you going to sneak into a nose when a sneeze is expelling out at you at, 4 miles? I don't know how fast it is. There was also a misconception that the heart momentarily stops during a sneeze. It doesn't, and saying bless you is a way of welcoming the person back to life. What are dibs, and why do we call them? Dibs is a popular phrase used to refer to having a claim over or first right to something. A person has to call dibs before anybody else to get that claim. The phrase came into existence in England in the late 1800s, with dictionaries at the time defining a dib as the knuckle bone of a sheep. Using those bones, children played a game known as dibs, similar to jacks. When bones could not be found, pebbles known as dib stones were substituted. Dib stones were referred to dibs in shorthand. The connection between the game and how we say dibs today remains unclear. I'm really not answering any questions here for you. Okay dates back to the 19th century. In the summer of 1838, Boston's Morning Post editors started using abbreviations and acronyms. By 1939, this initial language, as it was sometimes called, arrived in New York City and changed the way people spoke. This is what they said about it. This is a species of spoken shorthand which is getting into very general use among loafers and gentlemen of fancy. We thought we invented shit like LOL. The editors even claimed to have overheard a conversation between two young sweethearts where one said to the other, OKKBWP. They assumed she meant one kind kiss before we part. In addition to the abbreviation craze, 19th century Americans thought it was really funny to purposely misspell stuff. Hilarious! By the late 1830s, this misspelling trend had combined with the acronym craze to produce punchy abbreviations like KG for no-go, as if it was spelled no-go, KY for no use, as if it was spelled no use, OW for all right, as if it was spelled all right. On March 21st, 1839, at the end of a paragraph, the editor of Boston Morning Post printed the following words, OK - all correct. He had coined a new misspelled acronym, OK for all correct. It was an inside joke and it just stuck.